Sweet's motivation is about insecurity.
DreAllDay.com.
What's up, everybody? Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Sweet's motivation is about insecurity. All you are familiar with the term insecurity, and usually when you hear the word insecure, first of all, let's talk about what it is. Insecurity, usually the way that we use it in modern society means somebody who's not completely confident in themselves, or they're worried about something that might happen, or they're worried about what other people think of them. They're overly concerned about what other people think of them, not completely sure of themselves. And this week, and usually when somebody uses insecurity, they're using it negatively. Oh, like you laugh at another guy, oh yeah, he real insecure about himself, or this guy ain't gonna last with his girlfriend because he's insecure about his girl every time she says hi to another dude, or something like that. But this week, when you're talking about being a competitor, and that could be, you could be a businessman with a startup, you could be a lawyer competing against your firm, competing against another law firm, you could be a football player trying to make the team in high school, trying to make varsity from JV. Being insecure is not a negative thing. Being insecure can be a positive thing. Let me explain to you what I mean. Let's say you're the linebacker, you're the starting linebacker in your high school football team, and it's your senior year. And there's another linebacker who was a sophomore last year, he's a junior this year, and he's really good. And everybody's wondering who's going to be the starting linebacker. The insecurity you could feel because of that other player who might come take your spot, that insecurity could be what drives you to work out harder. That insecurity gives you an emotional factor on top of the physical factor that can push you over the top. Because it's not always about your physical. Sometimes if you get the emotional involved in something, you do much better than you would have done if you didn't have that motivation. Like anybody out there, think of a time when you were doing something, you had a certain task you wanted to accomplish, or you knew you had to compete somewhere, but somehow, some way, some emotional factor got involved. You performed at a higher level than you even thought you could have. You got angry about something. You got extremely upset about something that happened. You were sad about something. Something happened to you outside of that competitive arena that drove you to perform even harder, to work even harder, to put everything you had into something. You think about Lance Armstrong, the bike rider. He was a pretty good bike rider for many years, but until he got cancer and he was fighting cancer and he represented, I'm the guy fighting cancer, he didn't win any Tour de France races. Then he went on and won 7 of them because he had that emotional factor. He knew that his life was on the line and he needed to put everything he had into whatever it is he was going to do. He decided to make it bike riding, and look what he became. I bring that up to say this to all you. When you feel insecure, that's emotion. Insecurity is an emotion because you're feeling not completely sure of yourself for some reason. That insecurity can be a positive. Any emotion can be a negative or a positive. There's no static definition of any emotion. Anger, sadness, happiness, insecurity, frustration, any of those emotions can be a positive as well as a negative. You can turn insecurity to a positive by saying, all right, this dude right here is coming for my spot. I'm glad he's here, coming for my spot. I'm glad other people are saying he might take my job, because you know what? Now I got extra motivation to get up an hour earlier to go work out. I got extra motivation to do a couple more reps. I got extra motivation to make sure I don't eat that bag of chips, and make sure I eat the right food in my meals this summer. That insecurity can work to drive you. So if somebody tells you, not somebody tells you, but if you're starting to feel in any way, shape, or form that you're insecure about yourself for some reason, use that as the fuel to push you forward. I talked about in a previous motivation that emotions are great fuel. If you need fuel to push you forward, you need energy, emotions are the perfect fuel. Now, emotions are not the perfect navigator. You don't want your emotions deciding which way you go. You let your logic decide which way you go. You let your emotions push you forward and be that fuel. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody out there. Any questions, leave them down there in the comments. Anything else you want to hear me talk about in these motivations? I got plenty of ideas, as you can see the number video that this is. But if you got something that I haven't thought of, let me know. Work on your game, DreAllDay.com. Thanks for checking this video. Just so you know, every Monday is Motivation Mondays on this channel. So make sure you hit that like button to like this video. Leave comments. You got anything to say, I will reply. Share this video with all your friends on your Twitter and on your Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to catch all the new videos I'm putting out here. And check back next week for the next motivation. Work on your game.